Yo, 1 2 1 2. Gemini energy. Gemini's. Crosswatch is one of the eavesdrop on Gemini's. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? However you choose to apply it. What's up? What's going on with y'all? What's good? Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to do a career reading right now regarding going on the spiritual path. All right? So some of you may have been curious and wondering or already in the spiritual community doing business there. Just want some insight into the career shift of getting into spirituality and this, that, and the third and that nature. I may cuss, but I don't curse. All right? Don't let that fly over your head. And with that being said, that's bars. That's bars. Like I'm nice. But anyway, if you want my services or you know somebody who does want my services, you can look at the description box and a link will be there that can bring you to a website where you can initiate digitally a meeting between us. I'm going to cut these cards and we're going to get into it. It's going to be a 5-card draw. All right. This is the past influence regarding this. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm picking up on someone who got a reading before. You might have gotten your palm read. I'm strongly feeling getting your palm read for some reason. You know, there's different sectors of spirituality. And I think I'm saying that because this is a Gemini reading and Gemini rules over the hands. I just put that together. So you might have had someone from Thailand, someone from Cambodia, someone who just knows how to read palms. You might have gotten your palm read. If it wasn't that distinct, I'm feeling that you've had a spiritual encounter that someone has done for you, not one that you've done on your own, and it was accurate. It was true. And that kind of inspired you just on a spiritual level. I don't know how much of an impact it had in influencing you to actually become a spiritual guide of some sort for others, but I do know that it's something that stuck with you, and you actually communicate this to some people when you come across them or that topic comes up. You actually bring it up. As a matter of fact, you do feel that you can actually do that because you look at the resonance of what was told to you and the actuality of it as something that's like, wow. If I was to be a skeptic and just think that this is total bullshit and there's nothing true about this and everybody's out there scamming this shit, then it wouldn't have worked for me, is what I'm feeling. So you're like, yo, that's divine intervention that happened. I saw the place. I stopped there. I seen the lady in front. I seen the dude in front. Asked for a reading. Got it. The shit was pinpoint accurate. Some of the shit still be happening to this day. I'm trying to tell you, I can do this shit too. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the past influence is telling me. And if this wasn't personally done to you, because it doesn't have to be, you know of someone who's done this, or you've been watching videos. Yeah, you've been watching videos of people who've had like close encounters, people who've died and came back, people who have had dreams where they went into different dimensions and stuff like that. Like you've been watching stuff along those lines, and that's inspiring you and has inspired you in the past, excuse me to say, well, you got some type of interest in this shit. I don't know where your 8th house is, but that could have something to do with it as well. It could be that it's not Gemini season, but Aquarius season as well. You might be into astrology. I'm just fishing around. But let me draw another card to see what the present influence is regarding this spiritual career shift. It's the 4 of Wands in reverse. You've experienced something at home that has created some type of upheaval. And I'm under the impression that you felt that there was more of a spiritual connection in your home, a spiritual connection in your family, then you could have prevented this from occurring. I'm getting like you're the head of the household, like the emperor of the household, if you will. And you'd rather love, you'd communicate in a way that shows, well, let everybody get a say, let everybody get a turn, let everybody speak their piece. But it's like, no matter how much you gave room for that to occur, it still turned the family upside down. And as a matter of fact, giving people the platform to voice themselves and feel that they're right in their own conviction actually caused more upheaval than it did help. And you've realized that, you know what? It's because there's no spiritual bones in these people's bodies. Y'all might have even been to church on numerous occasions, and you've realized that that's religion, and there's a difference between religion and spirituality. You've realized that that's too cultivated in a narrow space for people in your family to generate and adopt a real sense of self spirituality. And you might, for not for nothing, you might be the only one who's well versed or at least educated in some type of sense about these things that I was talking about, like previously watching videos of people who've had near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, astral travels, things of that nature. You see how that's more of a spiritual way to connect than I'm just keeping it a bean, than going into the theaters they look like now and, you know, doing the Hallelujah dance, catching the Holy Spirit and doing it that way. You know what I'm saying? And then passing the, you know, putting the money in the plate and all. You know how it goes. You know how it goes, right? And you just like, wait a minute, there's just like a huge difference between that and what it is that you've been educating yourself on. So when I feel like once it got involved in your family and you're like, well, damn, this could have helped my family. That's what your major influence is now. Like maybe it's not too late to do something. And if this isn't you with your exact family, this is something that affects you because you've observed other families go through this and you believe that this is more of a worldly issue. And you're like, man, something's got to change. You feel inspired to do something about it, be vocal about it, and say, man, we need to tap into our spirituality. You might be one of them woke motherfuckers, right? Who just start popping all over the place online talking about this shit. So I'm going to draw another card to see what the major influence is. Four of Swords. Well, you want law and order in your home, in your foundation. That's for one. This is a 4 card. So you want it to be firm. Pause. And this is another 4, back-to-back 4s. You want to bring an end to the bullshit, you know? Because you're trying to plan for the future and you're really questioning what your future looks like if your family doesn't have it together. Like, what do you do if you're the type of person who thought about trust or, you know, inheritances and passing down legacy and stuff like that? You're really questioning, well, what is going to be the benefit of doing that if my family is in disarray now? What if my family has no spiritual guidance and they're all busybodies trying to keep up in the rat race and things of that nature, and they are overlooking what you, because I said you're a major factor in your family. So if they are overlooking what the most senior person in the family embodies and has given their best judgment to, how do you pass something down? This reminds me of those movies where the Saudis and they're like, you know, trying to pass down the oil legacy to their child, and their child is out there like fucking 16-year-olds and driving Mercedes Benzes after Mercedes Benz after Mercedes Benz, and they can't, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, man, I can't do that. What the fuck? Just keeping it a bean. So that's where you at it right now. Like, man, I see all of this occurring. I'm trying to fall back and really regroup. You might be trying to regroup with your family members, you know what I mean? Like snatch them up, try to pull their coattail and like put them on to what it is that you're saying, and you've also realized that you got to do it in a more calm manner, but you're anxious about it. You're stressed about it because you're really thinking about the long term. You're thinking about the future. You're thinking about foundation. You're thinking about legacy. And there's almost a sense of fear that's hovering over you because you don't want to make the wrong decision. This is a tough decision to make. For real, for real. Let me draw the next card. The next card is going to be about the advice that you should take regarding this. The devil. Woo-hoo. I be calling it. And I say I be calling it because when I brought up that whole Saudi analogy, that's what I see right now, and that's what I feel right now. 1 and a 5 is going to equal a 6, right? We just came off back-to-back 4s. Pause. That's crazy. And which came to a 9. So you want to put an end to the bullshit. You want to put an end to the bullshit that's preventing you from wanting to provide a spiritual guide for your lineage. And when a 6 comes after that, and it's the devil, it's actually highlighting exactly what I was talking about with that Saudi analogy. It's when people who lack experience obtain the type of wealth that is unprecedented in most of the world, they can not only destroy themselves, but destroy everything that you watching has worked for. And as they say, turning over in your grave and shit like that. You don't want that. Like, that's what has you anxious. That's what has you fearful. You don't want that. You don't want to be known as the person that was not naive. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like, just didn't care. Because it's like, you're going to see this. If other people from the outside are looking in at you and your family, they see that your family members are just like kind of out there. They're kind of like going off on a limb. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't want to be the person that be like, well, I don't care because that's my family and it's whatever my family chooses to do. That's what I'm going with. I'll give them everything. I'll give them, you know what I'm saying? That's not you. There's people like that, don't get me wrong, but that's not you who I'm feeling I'm reading for. And you see the future for what it can potentially be. And I say this like, if these members in your family haven't had their Saturn return yet, and I'm not saying as soon as they have it, they're going to just be woke and they're going to understand the real reality of this 3D thing, it's still going to take a few years, some more than others. But if they haven't even reached the Saturn return yet, this is something that you should be concerned about. This is something that you should be worried about, because they're still going to be in those tender years where they can ruin everything. They can ruin everything, and they might, because they just don't have the experience. I'm not saying that they're terrible people. Everyone has the ability to learn, especially from experience, but they just don't have the experience to carry on tradition. And it's because of lack of spirituality. That's why the devil card is here, for the advice to say, look, they're still going to be in the flesh totally. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be about the trends. It's going to be about what everyone's doing right now to be on top, or at least look like they're on top. And spirituality is going to be the weapon in the arsenal that understands who's really on top, or what's really on top. Pause like a motherfucker. But you get what I'm saying, right? So when you hear stories about the people behind the scenes, the people in the shadows, the people you never see, you won't see their names in Forbes, but they got it type shit. You don't see them sitting on no mountaintop trying to show off. Shit, we don't see them. We don't know who the fuck they are, right? This is what I'm talking about, and this is what you become aware of. And I go back to you doing research on, just learning about out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, and stuff like that. Now, my own advice to give to the Gemini energy is to do in-depth research, because Gemini energy is known for doing surface research and believing that that's enough to come out and communicate about it and get everybody riled up and get everyone involved, which is true. They can do that. The Gemini energy can do that, get the collective together and start firing off about these ideas. But if they get you in a room where the experts are and they believe in you because of the surface level information that you gave, and you get in more important rooms and you don't know the in-depths of the spirituality stuff, they're going to cook you. What I mean by that is they're going to just like look at you like, are you seriously came in here and you don't know how many houses is in the zodiac wheel? You don't know you know what I mean? Like, so you don't want to do that. That's my personal advice to give to you based upon this. But let me go into drawing a card for what's the outcome should you follow this advice. And really the advice, again, is to be aware of how whatever you pass down, especially relative to your family, how they can ruin themselves, and all of those resources that you worked hard for can be drained by people in an environment or a group that has nothing to do with your family or your legacy. 3 of Cups in reverse. Look, yo, I can't make this shit up. Overindulgence. Bitchiness. Lack of social life. So they're going to be in bondage by a certain group, a particular group, who's probably waiting for them. Like, you gotta, when it comes to the spirituality shit, so you gotta understand, right? There's some people out here who are very spiritually inclined and smart that can track down your natal chart, that can study it for years, that can get information on you that'll just have them waiting, like lurking, for you to get grasp of the resources that's necessary to drain it. And some people, they don't care about getting rich from it. They just want to drain you. That's their job spiritually, to drain you of what you have. Pause. And that's the outcome if you let those people in your family take your resources anyway. If you say, oh, it's okay, that's my family, that's my blood, I don't give a fuck. Whatever they choose to do, that's my blood. It's my kids. Alright? If you follow if the advice is followed, that they get involved in this devilish type shit, all flesh, all earthly, all 3D, nothing else, then the outcome is overindulgence. It's just clear as day. It's just right there. And when you talking about the devil, that's got to be a factor to consider. It is. The snickering of probably people who do well, who do good, who are upright citizens or some shit like that. They're going to fall into those groups of people who always talk about those people. Like the goody two shoes or whatever. That type of shit. While they getting high and snorting all types of coke off of bitches' nipples and all kind of shit like that. And it's just like, well, they don't gotta abide by that other shit because they're filthy fucking rich. They got more money than they can count. And obviously when they overindulge, that's going to be evidence of that. And that's going to be evidence of what you chose to leave behind. Oh, one moment. Let me draw crystal card for y'all as well, Gemini. Almost forgot. So this is going to give some more in-depth clarity. I'm going to take that. Taking that. So this is a snakeskin I got. Okay. Nice. Okay, this is about strength, privacy, and self-love. Listen already to these keywords. Being comfortable in your own skin takes time. And Snakeskin of God helps boost self-esteem and self-awareness so you can do just that. Snakeskin of God gives you the confidence to step outside your comfort zone and explore new aspects of yourself, all within your discretion. Snakeskin agate can blend in with the crowd. So if you don't want to be seen and wish to carry on with your activities in peace, this is the stone for you. Snakeskin agate is able to facilitate a kundalini rising and encourages full embodiment of self. This is a Gemini Mercury crystal. What this is telling me is you're the legacy. That's what it sounds like to me if you apply it or when you apply it to the rest of the reading. Because it's like you're banging for your family. You're trying to do the best thing for your family. And it's like all roads are leading back to you. You are your family. And they need to realize that. And the best way that they can realize that, according to this, Snake agate is like, yo, you got to be able to blend even within your family circle, but still be the representative of your family without exposing them to this potentiality here. Unless, of course, that's what you choose to do. All right, y'all, I'm out.